Hey dude, so yesterday in class we were going over simplifying fractions, okay? So with simplifying fractions, it's when we get to the lowest terms possible, okay? Or the smallest terms. And we're going to be using that by using the GCF, but also by using models like this down here, okay? There is something down here that says you can also simplify fractions by using models, which is what we're totally going to use, in prime factorization. We are not going to be using prime factorization. There's way too many steps involved in order for this to work, so we're just going to go over here. Off to the side again, we've got some info about equivalent fractions, greatest common factor, and the simplest form. So remember, equivalent fractions are fractions that have the same value. So for like here, 3/9, we have 9 boxes, and only 3 of them are shaded in. That's the same as 1/3. And 1/3 is the simplest or lowest term that you can get to, okay? Either it needs to be a 1 in the numerator or it needs to go to the smallest prime number. That's usually how we know, okay? So if we're going to look down here at example 1, we're going to be using 4/12, and we're going to want to put that in simplest form. So this is just our example. So it says shade the area of the top bar to represent 4/12. So here they did 1, 2, 3, 4. They shaded it in. So now what they did in order to get the bottom one is they matched up this line with whatever line it matched up down here, and then they shaded to the left. So when they did that, they saw that they only shaded in 1 box out of the total of 3. So that means our 3 goes in the bottom and our 1 goes in the top. So that's how we use those models, okay? Again, this is our example. Right now we're going to flip our page, or for you, you're just going to look over onto your next page, and we are going to be doing the your turn, okay? So for here, it says to shade in the area of the top bar to represent 9/15. So right here, I'm going to put my 9/15. Now, my 9 tells me how many boxes I'm going to shade in. So I'm going to shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are my 9 boxes. So now, how I'm going to figure out what that equals up to down here is I'm going to make my little line right here. And then I'm going to see where that line matches up with. And it matches up with that one. Now, I'm then going to highlight all of the boxes to the left to be able to get my answer. So from here, I can see that there's 3 boxes shaded in. So that's going to be my numerator. And the amount that is on the bottom is 5. So right over here, I would put 9/15 is the same as 3/5. Okay. Now, down here, it's talking about dividing finding the simplest form by dividing by the GCF. So this is exactly like what we were doing last unit when we were finding the GCF. Now we're just going to be using it to figure it out what the smallest fraction is. So first you have to do is list all the numerators of the numerator and the denominator. Or you list all the factors, sorry. So the factors of 40 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. Factors of 48 were 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 24, 48. So based on their factors, they found out that the greatest number they have in common was that 8. Okay? So now, here comes the division part. Now, when we say the word division, that's when everyone likes to freak out. But this is how I like to look at it, okay? So if we do 40 divided by 8, it's the same as 8 times what number gives us 40? And they tell us it's 5. So the same here. 8 times what number gives us 48? We see that it would be 6. So 40 over 48 in its simplest form would be 5 over 6. So now, let's do this for here. We have to put 15/20 in the simplest form. So I'm going to first list all of my factors. So I know for 15 we have 1 and 15. And then the next set of numbers is 3 and 5. Now, those are all the numbers that can be multiplied to equal 15. And the way I know that is by using my handy dandy multiplication chart, okay? Make sure you have that with you at all times. Now, again, I have 1 and 20 for the factors of 20. 2 times 10 also equals 20. And then my last numbers that would equal 20 would be 4 and 5. So now, if you look at these numbers, we see that 5 is the greatest number they have in common. So now I'm going to divide the numerator by 5 and the denominator by 5. But again, I think this way. 5 times what number gives us 15? When we do that, we know that it equals 3. Then, for the bottom, 5 times what number gives us 20? 5 times 4 gives us 20. Another way you can figure this out too is look what the numbers you paired up together. What numbers did you pair up together? Whatever that opposite number is that you said equals 15 or 20 was what goes in this blank or right up here. So 15, 20 in its simplest form would be 3/4. So as I said, this would be then our simplest form, okay? Now, next page is all about prime factorization. You can put a big old crisscross right there. I'm just doing this. We are not doing this page. We are not doing the prime factorization, okay? It is too hard. I don't want to do all the steps. As you can see, there is about 60 million steps involved. We're not doing it. So what I would like you to do by yourself then is this. You are going to figure out who is correct. You're going to do number 1 and number 2. Then you're going to do number 3 and you're going to do number 4. Go ahead and complete those, and then you will be all caught up from what we are doing, and we'll get you caught up. Have a great day.